I can tell. Would it be possible to mute the class, like the iPad, just so there's no echoing?
Okay, I just did it.
Okay.
I'll be moderator, so I'll take care of those kind of things. And when you do have a question, like raise your hand, just like sir in the gray shirt. You come up, let us know, and I'll unmute you. You can ask the question, and you can get comfortable in your seat again. Awesome.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. I know y'all are excited for your early release to go celebrate Chato Days the whole rest of the weekend. My name's Luisa Ramirez. I'm the Senior Undergraduate Admissions Counselor for UTSA, primarily oversee Lower Valley, and we'll be talking about, for those that have applied and been admitted to UTSA, what your next steps are, or even if you're just thinking, kind of, you can already start being aware of what your next steps are to start getting that process done. It is crunch time. It's going to go pretty fast after this. We're at the end of February. So once March hits, it's just a little snowball effect up until we get ready for orientation. So please stop me if you have any questions at any point, but we'll go ahead and get started. Can everyone see my presentation? Yes? Okay, awesome. Okay, so what we call getting ready for the next step is being Rowdy Ready, UTSA Roadrunners. So this is our Rowdy Ready checklist. So a couple of things that have happened or will happen if you have not applied is you'll have to activate your My UTSA ID. Similar to high school, you have an ID that identifies you to your school. You'll have one for when you apply to UTSA if you haven't had one assigned to you already. You'll get an email from the university asking about activating your UTSA ID so we know that you're moving on to the next steps. And I'll cover the rest in detail, basically logging into your ASAP, which is your student portal for UTSA, setting up your preferred email address of where you would like to get emails from, because this is our official way of communicating with you, submitting final transcripts, official transcripts from your high school, sign up for orientation, reviewing your TSI status, which is very, very important, submitting meningitis immunization documentation, and completing health treatment forms if needed for you. In addition, I'll be talking about taking placement exams if it's required for your area of study, applying for financial aid, and discussing a little bit in detail as to what types of aid FAFSA can cover, scholarships that the institution can provide, accepting your financial aid award, applying for UTSA housing, and making disability accommodations if it's needed for you. So, as I mentioned, one of the things that you'll get immediately after applying to UTSA, once you've submitted that application on Apply Texas, we acknowledge that you've applied, you'll receive an email from the university. The next step is you'll get a secondary email about activating your My UTSA ID. This is typically a 3 letters, 3 numbers ID, so it's nothing long, it's something simple. I'm sure if you can see on the screen, mine says OPD 910. That is basically my UTSA ID that I've carried since I was a student all the way through now staff. And so it'll be something small that you're able to remember. But this is, again, your identification when you're at the university. It will be required from now on up until you graduate, anything that you may need. And so if there are any questions about getting that ID, if it hasn't been sent to you, you can always call that number on the screen, 210-458-8000. That's our One Stop Enrollment Center phone number. Next, you'll get a third email about logging into your ASAP, which is your student portal into the UTSA account. And it stands for Automated Student Access Program. And this is for any incoming student, ASAP information, because you'll hear ASAP as a term a lot. And this is where you will sign up for orientation, register for classes, accept your financial aid, check your admission status, register for classes, as I mentioned, anything similar to that. Next, you'll have to set your preferred email address. This is our official way of communicating with students. So if you prefer your personal Hotmail as opposed to the university email that's assigned to you, that's totally okay. Just make sure you communicate that with the university. Otherwise, we will still keep sending emails to whatever address that you have set on there, and you may not receive those notifications. Notifications can include your admission decisions, financial aid reminders, pending documents, anything important from the university. So again, it is very, very important for you to update that. Submit final transcripts. This is especially important if you have chosen to go to UTSA. At some point, your counselor will ask, where do you want your official final transcript to go? I don't know everyone's processes. Every high school process is a little different. So you may have to fill out documentation, or you may just need to let your teacher or your counselor know as to where you want to go. Please make sure that you submit whatever items your counselor is asking for in a timely manner. The official final transcripts can impact you because of the fact it'll hurt financial aid. I'm sorry to say it that way. It's just, if we don't get your official final transcript by August time, and you've already attended orientation, registered for classes, this can impact your financial aid because we won't be able to disperse any financial aid for you. We need to have that official certification, that diploma that shows that you graduated from high school and you graduated in those certain degrees and completed whatever requirements that you needed to, that you applied with. So again, it's a verification, it's an audit process, and it's very, very important. And it does impact your financial aid. I can't stress that enough. The next step, if you've been admitted already, congratulations. If you are still going through the process, then at some point when you're admitted, you'll hear about orientation sign up. And so orientation sign up actually kicks off next month on the 14th. So March 14th is an important date. I know it's probably during your spring break, but again, it is very, very important. Summer orientation is a requirement for any entering freshman, which is all of you. And this is a process that in time of your life where you're getting oriented to the university, meeting important folks, your academic advisor, registering for classes, getting your UTSA ID, taking part in awesome UTSA traditions, and meeting other incoming students to your class, to your freshman class. And so you can start signing up again next month, March 14th. It is a lengthy process, but I will be traveling to the different schools in the Valley to assist students in going through the sign-up process. Additionally, I will also be sharing a link where we will have a Rowdy Ready session and going through the process and teaching you. In case you cannot make it, there will be a virtual instruction process as well. Again, that will be shared by your email, so make sure that you select your preferred email address correctly. So going to TSI, I know you hear about the Success Initiative, but this is very, very important because it will, if you haven't taken your test, it could prevent you from taking college algebra if you are eligible, or freshman composition, which are very, very important prerequisites for many of our programs at the University of Texas in San Antonio. And so if you can take these exams or whatever section you are lacking while you're still in high school, I would encourage you to do so. Many high schools do offer them on a weekly basis, monthly basis, bi-weekly, and for some of you, it may be free. So take advantage of it, because once you're out of high school and you need to take this, you will either have to take the TSI in the summer, which will cost you some money, or you will have to take the developmental coursework at the college level, which is going to impact your course workload during the semester. Next, we have to take your placement exams. And this one's highly encouraged for anyone majoring in anything in the College of Business, College of Sciences, College of Engineering, and College of Architecture, Construction, and Planning. The reason for this is the placement exams are offered for the math side and the chemistry side. So a math placement will basically determine the level of math that you will start off with. And so the reason this is very important, those 4 colleges, College of Business, College of Sciences, College of Architecture, Construction and Planning, and Engineering, they all have a prerequisite for their program, those additional admission requirements to be admitted into their college and into that specific program. For the most part, it's being Calculus 1 ready. And not Calculus 1 in high school, but Calculus 1 at the college level, which is a different. So if you are not exempt, for example, you did not take the AP exam and passed it, or you didn't take the pre-calc class that gives you the dual enrollment requirement, grade, then you'll be required to take this placement exam. For the math placement, it is 50 questions. It's taken within 2 hours, and you can even take it remotely from the Valley. For more information on that, I'd be happy to send you that by email, or you can always look it up on the UTSA testing information website. For the chemistry side of the house, this is very important for anyone interested in majoring in biology or chemistry. This, again, serves for the purpose, it determines the level of chemistry that you'll be starting off with. So it could be basic chem that you could be basically clepping out of, similar to that type of testing. And so both of these tests can only be taken once and every 2 years. So please make sure that you take advantage of this. Take your placement exams in a timely manner. I would recommend taking it no later than April. So all your information is in your packet and ready to go for when you attend summer orientation. Next, we have our proof of immunization. This is very important. Texas law requires all incoming students under the age of 22 attending a university in the state, and this includes transfer students, so in case you are thinking of transferring at some point, that you'd have to prove that you've taken the meningitis immunization. And so your vaccine does expire every 5 years if you've had it, so you can start submitting that proof of immunization now. You don't have to wait until orientation or until April to submit. This can be a scanned document that can be submitted by email to myself or straight to Student Health Services. Next, we have the complete health treatment form. This is very important if you are under the age of 18 or are still going to be under the age of 18 whenever you start the fall semester at UTSA. This basically is allowing us to treat you in case you caught the flu or something at the university and you're able to see one of the physicians at the university. Next, we have applying for financial aid, which hopefully everyone has done. The application did go live for FAFSA and TASFA on October 1st. And so if you've already been admitted, you may have already seen your financial aid award packet go out to you. If not, it will be coming out to you pretty soon. So FAFSA, what does it stand for? It's the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And so this, with FAFSA, students can be awarded in 4 different ways, which can include grants, loans, scholarships, and or work study. And so I'll go in a little bit in depth as to what that is after I'm done with this presentation. UTSA's FAFSA code is 010115. So make sure you include that in there if UTSA is a choice school for you. Applying for UTSA scholarships, most of our merit scholarship deadlines did pass. They were on December 1. So hopefully you applied for those, and we'll hopefully be hearing from our committees pretty soon. A couple of scholarships that are still available are college and departmental specific. So for example, if you were interested in majoring in music and you're going to the audition, one of the next audition dates is in early March. It's a Saturday date, and you could be auditioning for admission to the program with a scholarship. Other scholarship opportunities could be specific to colleges of sciences, college of business. They all vary in their deadline dates, but they are in the month of February. Please make sure you go onto the website. It is www.utsa.edu/scholarships. Next, we have applying for campus housing. we highly, highly encourage our students to look for on-campus housing. It is not a requirement for students to live on campus when you attend UTSA, not even if you are a entering freshman, but we do highly encourage you for the fact that you'll be more satisfied with your living experience at the college level. You earn higher grades because you're on campus and you're more likely to attend your classes. Having a more satisfactory social life. You meet more folks, especially if you're one of the few going from your high school, and participating in more student activities. I personally can tell you my first semester moving out to San Antonio, I was a little homesick at first, but living on campus did help. It helped getting involved, it helped meeting new folks, and in essence, I got good grades, I graduated, and have been successful since then. And I have some long-lasting friends that I've met through college. So the housing process at UTSA, it is an application that you'll have to fill out. There is a deposit that's required. UTSA has 5 different housing options. 3 of them are apartment-style housing, and 2 are residential hall style. So there is a high demand for it. Please start applying if you're interested. The deadline to submit a request for a roommate preference request, if you and your best friend are going to the UTSA and want to request each other to be roommates, is at the end of next month. Other than that, you will be paired up with someone that has the similar likes and dislikes. For additional questions regarding admissions, financial aid, registration, or any student records, anything that you may have, you can always contact our One Stop Enrollment Center at 210-458-8000. You can also email us at onestop@utsa.edu, visit our website at utsa.edu/onestop, and then also on social media. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to contact me personally. My name again is Luisa Ramirez, the Senior Undergraduate Admissions Counselor for UTSA, specifically in the Lower Valley. My direct phone is 210-563-9724, or you can find me by email at luisa.ramirez@utsa.edu. Now I'm going to continue on with financial aid presentation, just to give more detailed information on this, because I feel this is the most important piece, or one of the most important pieces.
You're going to show them real quick where you're going, like on the website, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Help them navigate how to get to where you are?
Yes. So the web link to get to where we are is www.utsa.edu/financial aid. And I'll repeat that again. It's www.utsa.edu/financial aid. Okay, so on the website, I'll take you to the UTSA One Stop Financial Aid. And we'll discuss this for about maybe 10-15 minutes, and then we'll kind of go into a question and answer if you have any questions after that. I want to make sure that you can see that we have our Visit One Stop on this orange button, scheduling an appointment, and Ask Rowdy. So Visit One Stop is going to give you some information as to the different services and whatnot that you can get from our One Stop Enrollment Center. The Schedule an Appointment button will allow you to schedule a virtual or in-person or even phone appointment with one of our financial aid officers at UTSA. I know it is a little difficult to just commute 4 hours to go talk with someone about your financial aid award package. So this is a neat feature. You're able to see the calendar and book your own appointment. The instructions and everything are on the website. Ask Rowdy, if for some reason you can't find something on the website, you're having trouble navigating through it, Ask Rowdy allow you to type in your question or just phrases and pull up all the similar information that you're looking for. So as we move on down to the middle of the website here, it'll give you explanation as to our financial aid and scholarships information, the different types of financial aid. And one of the things that I want to show you is on the cost of attendance, because this is going to be very important for many of you. So when you click on that button, it'll take you to the 2017-2018 estimated cost of attendance. Keep in mind that this is cost of attendance for the entire year and not for a semester. And so it'll discuss a little bit, but one thing I wanted to point out is the different costs. There are different costs within living at home with parents or family members that you may have in San Antonio, living off campus, and living on campus. And so the tuition and fees based on an estimate for students that are taking 15 credit hours, which is 5 classes every semester for a total of 10, this is primarily what you can expect for tuition and fees. Then we go on to books and supplies. And again, this is an estimation for 5 classes per semester for a total of 10 classes a year. And then room and board, just an average. Living at home with parents or family in San Antonio will be a lot more affordable or cheaper for many of you, depending on what you're looking at, as we're living off campus or living on campus. And so you can kind of make your little matrix from there and start doing your little plan as to what you need when you're calculating your costs. And then we include transportation, personal and miscellaneous, loan fees, if there's any, and total estimation of the cost of attendance. So you can compare from there. Next, I want to show you understanding your financial aid. So as you start receiving your award letters, or if you all have already received your award letters, I want to just explain a couple of things and highlight a couple of definitions so you get a better understanding of what we offer. So this is understanding financial aid, the different types of aid. We cover information on scholarships and grants, loans, and work study, which is what I mentioned, that the free application for federal student aid primarily allows the university information to calculate how much you can be awarded per year. So going back to understanding financial aid, it gives you the breakdown, but one link that I want to click is tutorials, which is at the bottom tab of that section. So tutorials and videos. We even have videos to give you a brief explanation, step-by-step process as to what you should be clicking when you go onto your ASAP account. Again, this is your student portal. So if you click on the first link, UTSA Rowdy's Guide to Understanding Your Award. We're going to go a little bit into an explanation of the cost of attendance and the different award types. This will give you a brief explanation as to how your financial need and award package is determined, and how you can accept your financial aid award. We do have the steps written out. Again, we do have a tutorial video online, so that way you can click and follow along if you want to. And we even have a shopping sheet. The shopping sheet is a consumer tool designed by the Department of Education to simplify information from incoming students such as yourself about receiving costs and financial aid. So it gives you, it's kind of like your shopping list and a foreseeable costs that you can see. So if you have been awarded or already in the process, and when you get your award letter, you may see gift aid, which includes grants and scholarships. This is always the free money, students. Make sure you accept this first. One of the most common things is for you to be a good student. That is what the university and that is what the Department of Education want in return. For you to be a good student, get good grades, and you can continue in receiving your grants and scholarship depending on, as long as you maintain the eligibility for those requirements. Student loans could be, again, another form of financial aid, and you may see subsidized loans or unsubsidized loans. Subsidized loans, that means that the loans are based on need. That's how they were awarded and offered to you. And the interest that accrues while the student is enrolled at least half the time is paid by the federal government. So basically, you will be responsible for the student loan, but you are not responsible for the interest rate because the Department of Education has already, or the federal government has already paid that for you. Unsubsidized student loans, those are loans that accumulate the interest plus the loan, and that is something that has to be paid back, which is, again, the loan. I'm so sorry, that is my home phone. Again, that is the loan and the interest that was accrued over the time while you were in school. Other options that you could see on your financial aid award letter could be WorkStudy, as I mentioned. This is a federal grant that is awarded through the government, so it's an opportunity for you to find employment on campus. I personally did WorkStudy. I was a WorkStudy student for 4 years at the university. So my job was working at the Office of Student Activities. I worked at the front desk. I was a greeter, answered phones, did a lot of filing, worked with student organizations that were active on campus. And for UTSA specifically, students earn their paycheck. So it is a paycheck that is awarded to or given to the students every 2 weeks, and you do not work more than 19 hours a week. Your work schedule will be determined by your supervisor, but that's something that you work out with them. Outside scholarships, this is in case you apply for anything local or national and you've been awarded, you just have to submit a 2017-2018 external scholarship form to the university so we're notified of that incoming money. Another form of financial aid that you could see offered on your award letter could be the Parent Plus loan. This is a credit-based loan parents can take out for you as a student. Again, this is credit-based, and parents must submit a credit check and application for the student loans at studentloans.gov. There are alternative loans that you could see, and then the Graduate Plus loan, that's more for our graduate students. More information on the website that's discussed and put on here is disbursement of financial aid, how that actually works, how that process works. Keep in mind that official final transcripts from your high schools do need to be submitted to the university. We know we won't receive them until the summer, so make sure you get with your counselor and go through the proper process of that. Refunds. Refunds are fun for some students. They get excited about this. They hear about it from other students. This is basically your financial aid that was applied towards your tuition and fees first. Again, that is the most important piece. You're going to school for a reason, so we want to make sure your tuition and fees are paid for first. Then it's applied to the additional charges. So if you did live on campus and decided to live on campus, then you could essentially set up your account to where it pays off your housing immediately and you don't see that money. Whatever is after, it could go towards you. You could receive a check, and this money should be used towards your books, towards living expenses or supplies that are needed by the classroom. This is all for school purposes, because this is why you are in San Antonio or at whatever other school you decide to attend. There's additional information on the website if you have any questions. The next link that I want to discuss is managing your money and financial literacy information. We do have a financial literacy counselors on campus that can meet with you. And so for our financial literacy, it's called Rowdy Sense. So this is our website. Let me expand it a little bit. And you're able to make an appointment, as I mentioned, and it's brought to you by the Office of Student Financial Aid and Enrollment Services. To make an appointment, you can always call our One Stop Enrollment Center, or you can call their direct line, which is 210-458-7169. So here we have information on the cost of your degree, what does it cost to go to UTSA, the net price calculator, graduating on time, how that benefits you, financial impacts of drops and withdrawals, keeping loan debt down. Our next tab on spending money wisely allows you to create a spending plan, paying yourself first, needs versus wants. I know sometimes those needs are pretty strong, but or wants, I should say, but needs always should come first with going to the university, and especially when it comes to your financial aid. What's it like to be a college student, and tips for keeping the costs down. We also have information on credit basics, credit reports and scores, how that can impact you, the things that, you know, sign up for credit cards, because you may get solicited by many credit card companies while you are in college, so just kind of be aware of that. There is good credit, and, you know, really talk with your families and see if this is a good option for you as to accept different credits and whatnot you should be signing up for. repaying your loans, how that process works, and life after college. So this is more of the financial aid and the financial literacy, which I feel is very important for many of you. And if you have any questions, remember we have our one-stop enrollment virtual meetings that you can meet with a financial aid officer virtually through Skype, by phone, or in person if you are going up to San Antonio. And then you also have me as a resource who is located in the Valley. And that pretty much concludes my presentation. Any questions?
Awesome. I just was going to let you know that we did have LBJ from Laredo United. The Wolfpack have joined us in Miss Guerrero's class.
Awesome.
I don't know, Mr. It's Jay Guerrero. But one of the gear facilitators, Rick Guardiola, he's been texting me back and forth. I've been reaching out to both email and text messages trying to get more attendance. So thank you and welcome, LBJ. Yeah. And of course, Brownsville's there, all Charo dazed out, ready to get out of early, go have some fun.
Oh, yes.
Eat some good food and hear good music and all sorts of stuff. Keep thinking funnel cakes. It's like party time. Okay, let me unmute. Selena, do you have any questions there in Brownsville?
No, the only thing I was wondering is... Okay.
You know what, let me switch and go to the other.
Okay.
I'll take you off the iPad. I'll mute the iPad and go through the classroom. Does that help? No, I guess there's not a microphone on the laptop. Okay, so let me go back to the iPad.
Okay. Okay. I think it's all right. No, some of the questions that they were asking were, of course, still scholarships. Are there still opportunities for them to get scholarships from the specific university? I think she mentioned something about departmental ones. So are those still available? Are those being worked through their original scholarship application that was in December?
It's a combination of both. We do, so if students that met the deadlines for the general scholarship, you will be awarded or notified of your award by next month, in the month of March. If you applied and are a recipient of the Terry Scholarship, or going on to the next round, you should be notified. I believe those, I want to say it's like an interview process that you'll go through with this Terry Scholarship Foundation. That will probably be happening sometime in March, if not early April. Other merit scholarships, they'll be going through their interview selection weekend. So if I have any students, good luck to you. But other than those are kind of like the general scholarship that should be already determined or close to the determination dates. As for the college and departmental scholarships, those deadlines vary. They, some of them did, have a cutoff date of February 15th. Others have a cutoff date of March 30th. So it depends on the college or the major that the student is applying for. And you can go to, again, it's www.utsa.edu/scholarships. And you can click on colleges and departments. And from there, you'll be able to see the list of the different scholarships offered by the different programs.
I muted myself because of the feedback. This class, I guess, ended about 9:25, 9:30. And so this is a new class that came on, so they missed maybe a little bit at the beginning of your first PowerPoint for sure. And so that's why they had some questions about the financial aid. So thank you for addressing that. It's a great question. I know, yes, it's all about money and going to college for free if at all possible. And so I'm glad you're exploring those options, students. And good luck.
Yes, and definitely look at the local scholarships that the city of Brownsville or the city that you're in offers, the county. Look at other national scholarships that may still be available. If if you enjoy going fishing and entering those fishing tournaments, they give out lots of scholarships. Or if you enjoy doing, writing, drawing, they always offer scholarship opportunities. These are just additional ones apart from what the institution may offer. And again, keep in mind that these institutional scholarships are offered every year. So if you, were late at applying, or just were not awarded, then there's also a possibility of the following year of being an applicant or a recipient of these scholarships for the following couple of years while you're in school. Are there any additional questions that I can answer for you? Okay,
Yeah,
well,
there's like the top 10 that you can get. Just if you're any top 10 students, I know my son got that. Not even trying. I mean, it's just available. And like you said, there's so many local ones. Fast Web, of course, those type of things. You can just, just kind of piece them all together. Like stackables, get 500 here, 200 there, 1,000 there. Boy, it adds up fast. So it's worth the efforts. And I think they've already, all of them have worked on at least one essay, if not more. And so they should have something easily to draw from that they could then kind of plug and play and take advantage of those scholarship opportunities. I'm going to unmute you real quick. Any other questions?
Don't need to do that one. Just Google Hispanic scholarship. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I'm just reminding them of some scholarships that they can apply for. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the local one, the STARS.
No, it's the STARS, bombs, things like that. You're
Because
exactly
that's really, right now, their concentration is scholarships.
exactly.
Anything else, anybody? We're good.
Okay,
Getting ready to celebrate.
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy Shadow Days.
Thanks, LBJ. I appreciate y'all joining in too. Well, if there's no more questions, Luisa, I can't thank you enough again for taking time out of your busy day and gracing us with all that great information. Again, to everyone out there that's still listening, I have taped this. This is a recorded session, so I'm going to convert it to YouTube, and I'll share that link for those, especially that came in late and missed part of the beginning, things like that. You can kind of revisit, the first 10 or 15 minutes, or just, jump right ahead to some of the faster scholarship information as needed.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Go Roadrunners.
Definitely. Appreciate it. I'm going to stop.